This morning, Rod's joining me from the Capital Area Humane Society, and you've had some snow in your little life, bud. We're gonna get some more of it. Not quite as much as what Hastings had, though. They came out on top with the latest snow, up to 5 inches. Other spots, not as much. Here in Lansing, we only saw about 1.5 inches, but hey, we'll take what we can get. You can still run outside in that. The heaviest snow was closer to Lake Michigan. That's where the lake effect was. But now that temperatures are warming up, looks like that's going to melt away, bud. You're going to have some green grass to run around in because it is still green. We're early in the season, even though our temperatures feel like they should be in January or even February. These temperatures are back in the 20s today, which is better than what it was yesterday. Oh, you're very welcome. It's still going to be a bit of a wind chill, though, so you might want to take those kisses back. It'll feel like it's in the teens, but we can try to compensate with some sunshine. You are the sunshine of this entire forecast. You absolutely are. And you know what? We're going to try to get you some more of that, too. It might be a little while, though. Looking at tonight's forecast, 14 degrees is that overnight low. And with it, we're going to have mostly cloudy skies. So the clouds are actually, oh my goodness, you're like, okay, it's tonight, bedtime? Absolutely. You aren't going to miss much if you do go to bed. Those temperatures are going to feel like they're in the single digits for tomorrow morning. You're just so excited. What about temperatures tomorrow that are in the mid-30s? It's going to melt the snow, bud, and then you can run around to your heart's content before the rain gets in. Oh, shield your eyes. It's going to rain, bud. You won't like it. And it's because our temperatures are changing. Yeah, I know we're getting rid of that cold Arctic air mass, and we're going to switch over to some sunshine. Hopefully sneak it in tomorrow, just a little hint of it in between those clouds, enough to add a little bit of a boost. Oh, yeah, gnaw on that finger. Great tasty treat. As we go forward into the next week, though, these temperatures are changing again. How can they do that to you? They're going to make it cold for your little paws. You're going to have to put some booties on because we do have that cold air from Canada trying to sneak in for the end of next week. Now, that air mass is something that I'm keeping an eye on because it could bring us more snow. You might have a white Christmas, bud. It just depends on if we can get a system to line up with the cold air. Seems like you're a rambunctious pup. I think you would enjoy the snow. Hopefully people can come out and adopt you before the snow starts to fly, though. Looking at the precision cast, there's plenty of rain headed our way, starting up late Saturday night and continuing into the day on Sunday. That's a good day to stay inside and cuddle with you because you are a cuddle bug. Oh my goodness. We're going to have even more rain moving in to start next week on Monday. That's an all-day rain. Not the best for any puppies that want to go outside, but it will reinforce that cold air mass behind it. And after that, well, that's when we start to see that chance for White Christmas still holding on. The temperature pattern's much warmer to the west. And actually, it kind of matches your fur coat there, bud. A little bit of orange over towards the plains. For us, we're near normal, and that means that temperatures will be right around freezing. So all we need is a system to materialize. We could end up with some snow. Now, if you want to have some fun, whether it's green grass or snow outside, you can go and adopt Rod from the Capital Area Humane Society today. This morning, little Binks is joining me from the Capital Area Humane Society, and she has a coat that kind of matches all the snow that fell yesterday. It was very beautiful. Sean got this amazing picture. Sandhill cranes, wild animals, domesticated ones, even people all stopped to look at the snow before it melted away. It looked gorgeous initially because it stuck to all of the trees, but when the temperatures warmed up, that melted away, and now we're back to just seeing plain old grass, and that's going to be with some wind. The system itself is still churning over towards the east coast, and it's large enough that it's going to cause our winds to gust over 30 miles per hour. You would take off like a little kite, so we're going to keep you inside. Hopefully someone will come and adopt little Binks today, and then you can stay warm inside too. We're going to have colder temperatures in the morning than in the afternoon. We'll actually make it up into the mid-40s later in the day, so that'll melt away any extra little snow piles that might have stuck around from yesterday. We'll have cloudy skies too, and that's going to be with gusty winds. Like I said, 30 to 40 mile an hour gusts possible today, decreasing as we go forward in time though. So this weekend, the wind's just fairly light. Now when we go even further next week, you see the wind picks back up, but we'll talk about that in a second. First, we have to talk about the Silver Bells in the City parade. You would be so overwhelmed with the amount of lights that are there. It's gorgeous. It's like playing that little laser toy, but everywhere. And if you're heading out, just know it's going to be cloudy with temperatures that are in the mid-40s, but feel like the 30s because of the wind. Now, looking ahead, we do have an above normal precipitation pattern sneaking towards us, and it's with a temperature pattern that matches my dress. That means I'm excited because it's going to help the ski resorts up north, but it also could cause some messy travel conditions for us after Thanksgiving. Here's what we're looking at. The temperature pattern shows a slight warm up for the weekend, but then the cold air comes back, and that's for next week. it'll take over the Midwest and give us additional chances for snow, which has a little bit better chance of sticking to the ground. Our overall temperature pattern shows you Tuesday, Wednesday, we're back into the upper 30s. Not bad. We have an extended graphic to show you, and that drops our highs down into the 20s by next weekend. So that increases that likelihood of snow actually sticking around, causing problems on the roadways. But you don't even have to go out on the roadways. You could just cuddle with Binks if you go and adopt her from the Capital Area Humane Society later today. This morning, Crocodile Cody's joining me for the Furcast from the Capital Area Humane Society. You know what? I bet you're going to be glad that they have air conditioning there because it is going to get toasty in a hurry. Look at the heat down in Texas from yesterday. 101 in Dallas, 103 in El Paso. Phoenix was at 110. We sat at a comfortable 76 degrees, and that's not going to last for long. Today's the last of the 70s. We'll be at 79 this afternoon. Partly cloudy skies, a little mix of sun, little clouds out there, but more importantly, a slight increase in the humidity, so it'll still feel like it's in the 80s. It's going to be dry, and that's not good news for allergy sufferers. We haven't had much rain lately, so the weed pollen level is at high levels. So just be prepared to be sneezing a lot if you are affected by ragweed pollen. You're holding on to me, and I know you're going to want to hold on because this Furcast gets into a wild ride here shortly. First, before we get to that, we have a nice day ahead, some stray showers possible, otherwise partly cloudy skies. Then, I know you don't want to talk about the heat, but I have to. We're going to get to 84 tomorrow. The mugginess really going to start to ramp up, and then it feels like it's near 90, if not more. Just look at the temperature pattern, little dude. We're going to have that orange and red shade return to the Midwest, and that's cutting us off from that Canadian air mass. What that means for us is that it is summer in full force for a few days once again. Looking at the muggy meter, it climbs up just like you're trying to climb me. We're going to have dew points that are up past 70 degrees by Monday and Tuesday, and that's going to mean a combination of heat and humidity that's going to feel much warmer than it actually is. You see, Monday and Tuesday, highs are in the upper 80s, but the feels like temperature for Monday should be in the low to mid 90s. Tuesday, very similar setup, if not feeling like it's closer to the triple digits, could feel like it's almost 100 degrees. Okay, you're purring now, so now I don't even know what you want with the Furcast. How about some rain? We can get you some rain. We just have to get cool air to move in. We're gonna have some cooler air move in from the Rocky Mountains eventually, and that's going to lead to some better temperatures, it looks like, to start September. And yes, rain as promised for you. We're going to have that chance for rain pick up once the cold front moves in for the end of next week. Well, Crocodile Cody is ready to get out there and enjoy the weather. You know what? If that sounds like a good plan to you, you can go pick him up from the Capital Area Humane Society today. This morning, Emmy's joining me from the Capital Area Humane Society, and we're talking about the sunset we had last night. You're beautiful, and so was the sunset, although it had a little bit more color to it. Lots of deep oranges and yellows, and that's actually because of clouds from Hurricane Helene instead of wildfire smoke. We don't have any wildfire smoke in our area. It was due to the low sun angle near sunset and those high up clouds that we saw that pop of color. Kind of like your coat, very beautiful. We are going to be seeing, unfortunately, some rain from this system, but it's not nearly as bad as what they've been dealing with down in the southeast. Hurricane Helene made landfall as a Category 4 storm, and now it's starting to weaken. That's good for us. It's just going to give us the chance for some rain showers and a little bit more cloud cover today. Plus, it'll kick up the wind. Wind speeds of 10 to 20 miles an hour could gust up towards 30 miles an hour, which I think would probably blow you away, Emmy. You're a little bit tiny, but you know what? That just makes you cuddle-sized. We're going to have that wind blow in the rain more in the evening than any time during the rest of the day. It's going to start in our southern counties, and then it's going to start to move north. That goes into the overnight hours, and they're fairly light to start, but tomorrow we start to see some heavier cells develop, and could have some lightning with it too. If you hear a rumble of thunder or two throughout tomorrow, don't be surprised. This is just what's left of Helene, and it will start to weaken even further for the rest of the weekend. Rainfall-wise, we won't be seeing as much. I know you probably want to run around and have some fun, but rain kind of puts a damper on things. We're going to have around 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain in many spots. Could see totals closer to 1 inch, though, especially when you go towards the border with Indiana and Ohio. That's just because it's closer to the center of the system. Helene is going to continue to move up and to the west, and as it does so, it's going to weaken. So it's going to lose a lot of that strength, and it won't have as much of a dramatic impact on us. It will be followed up, though, with a low pressure system of our own. This one, though, coming in from Canada. It is sweeping in like a bulldozer, and it's going to really cool things down for next week. Might make it a little bit more comfortable for our furry friends with furry coats to spend time outside. Our temperatures are still trending above normal next week, but you have to remember, we're losing daylight, so we're losing heat. Our average high right now, upper 60s. Our average high for the end of next week, the mid 60s. So even though our temperatures are cooling down, we're staying near normal, and that should make it feel a whole lot more like fall. And if you want a cuddle buddy to cuddle up with when those temperatures cool down, you can always go and adopt Emmy from the Capital Area Humane Society today.